Banana, 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 banana. So this is a review of Nine Inch Nails, The Fragile. Nine Inch Nails is the musical project by Trent Reznor, composer, film composer, musician, and a lot of people think that Nine Inch Nails itself is a band. Well, it's not really because Trent Reznor is Nine Inch Nails. It's just like a solo kind of project. It's a musical project, and people always thought it's a band. But when he's live, when Trent Reznor's live, he brings the band together. He has to have a band, but mostly on all the albums, it's mostly him playing all the instruments, which is quite. That's really pretty amazing to do all that. But anyway, yeah, the Fragile. The Fragile is Nine Inch Nails' third studio album, released in 1999, and it's it's a superb album. It's a masterpiece of an album. This is um, dark, ambient, industrial rock, metal, if you want to call it like that. I think that's pretty much what it is. Industrial metal rock, dark ambient, and this unlike this is a double album, so it's two discs, left disc, right disc, and I want to go through some of the tracks which I really love, and I always listen to. I've been listening to this album non-stop since I bought it, and what got my attention to Nine Inch Nails was I was watching an episode of The Walking Dead, and I think it was in season 5, and mid towards the season finale, and I all of a sudden I hear this really cool song that comes on, and it's the opening track for the Fragile and Somewhat Damaged, banana, and when I heard it on Walking Dead, I was like, hang on a second, is this what I think it is? Because I'd heard about Nine Inch Nails for years, and I never actually got into them, and I've been meaning to. I was meaning to for years to get into them, and once I did, I thought I researched the albums, and I just gave a few tracks a listen, and this album caught my eye because I really loved Somewhat Damaged because it was on The Walking Dead, and uh, since then it's they're growing on me, the Nine Inch Nails. I really like industrial rock and metal, Rammstein. I don't know what many others, but yeah, I'm a big fan of Rammstein because that's new harsh, that's a industrial type metal. I'm also a big fan of dark ambient music like Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross combinations where they do films. For example, Gone Girl, they did the soundtrack to that, and that was just excellent, brilliant soundtrack to the movie. So I'm gonna go with a few tracks as I said I would, and so yeah, the opening track, Somewhat Damaged, starts off with this acoustic guitar doing the banana banana, and then it kicks in with the drum beat, and Trent Reznor comes in on the vocals, and the lyrics to this are got a little booklet here. So impressed with all you do, tried so hard to be like you, flew too high and burnt the wing, lost my faith in everything, too fucked up to care anymore. Then it goes. I like how after this track it blends nicely into the next track, which is the lead single, "The Day the World Went Away," which is it's probably one of my favorite tracks on the album. It starts off with this ambient, kind of waltzing kind of melody, and then it kicks into a really heavy industrial riff, and then it's just awesome. That is. A lot of people might think, oh, it's a bizarre choice for the lead single. They should have gone with "We're in This Together." That was another good song I like. And I bet you think, why would you pick the third studio album? Well, I think that the album is. When I was looking at the albums, I thought, where is a good place to start listening to this band? And most people would probably think Pretty Hate Machine or The Downward Spiral. But I researched a couple of the tracks and the albums, and I thought this album's had pretty good reception, and so I said, oh, I'll start here, and then I'll buy the other records. I'll probably have to get The Downward Spiral, which is the second album. Yeah, that one was probably one of the good ones. So, after that, Day With the World Went Away. Then we have The Wretched, which is, oh yeah, it's quite a heavy track, that is. You didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. Now you know this is what it feels like. Now you know this is what it feels like. Then it switches to We're in This Together. I've become impossible, holding on to when everything seemed to matter more. The two of us, all used and beaten up, watching fate as it follows down the path we have chose. You and me, we're in this together. Nothing can stop us now. Then we have the title track from the album, The Fragile. Fragile, she doesn't see her beauty. She tries to get away. Sometimes it's just that nothing seems worth saving. I can't watch her slip away. I won't let you fall apart. And it carries on. Lemur is kind of a mellow track. It's got that. Trent does this quite relaxing piano riff, do 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 do, that kind of thing. Quite short song. Then we switch to The Right Disc, which opens up with where the way is through, the way out is through, which is kind of a mellowish. Then we get to Into the Void, which I like a lot. Starts off with kind of sounds a bit like a keyboard, do 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 do, and then it switches to this industrial bass riff, do 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 do. Yeah, I like that track. We've got one track on here which where it stands out towards Starfuckers Incorporated, which is one of the heaviest tracks. It's one of the heaviest tracks on The Right Disc. Then after that we have Complication, which is kind of a dancey, ravey kind of song. It's got this weird synthesizing rhythm to it. And it just makes it stand out a lot. Makes this kind of weird genres. This in kind of a mix of classical, bit of techno, industrial rock, all sorts. But it's mostly Trent Reznor's eyes. What he sees in Nine Inch Nails. This, for anybody who is not a fan of Nine Inch Nails or has not had a chance to listen to, this would be a great start if you want to make your interest in listening to the band and get into them. This is the perfect starting point for a fan to become a fan. And I like this album a lot. I think it's a masterpiece. I'll be listening to the Downward Spiral next. So stay tuned and subscribe.